I can't believe it's taken me 50 years to discover nylon string guitars. You know, I started out on my guitar career, if you like, when I was about 15, and I had a cheap little Yamaha steel string acoustic, and I was the life and soul of the party. I learned 4 chords, bought myself a capo, and I had about 200 songs that I could play, typical Buddy Holly, Eddie Cochran and Elvis Presley, all the stuff that everybody wanted to hear. And I always wanted to study guitar properly, but I just never had the time. I was doing fine. I was doing okay with my steel string and my capo and 4 chords, and I spent the next 50 years actually earning my living as a guitar vocalist, just strumming away on steel strings. And it wasn't until I actually hit 65, when I finally retired from the live gigging scene, if you like, that I said to myself, right, you know, now I don't have to go out there and play all the commercial rock and roll and get people dancing. I can actually just sit at home on the couch and actually study the guitar and learn it properly. And that's when I decided, well, the acoustic, the steel string acoustic, well, I was just used to strumming it. It had an Evasion, beautiful guitar, served me really, really well, and it did what I needed it for me to do, but it wasn't doing what I wanted to do myself, sat on the couch and actually studying a little bit of classical music. And so I went out and bought myself a little cheap flamenco guitar from the local guitar shop, and that was my introduction into nylon guitars. And I've never looked back. I've now got this beautiful Taylor Academy nylon string guitar, and it's my daily player. And that's why I wanted to share with you my 5 reasons why every guitarist should have at least one nylon guitar in their collection, just to have on your couch, you know. Reason number 1, let's go into these 5 reasons. Reason number 1 for me, firstly, is how easy it is to play. After 50 years of playing an acoustic steel string, I'm now hitting actually the wrong side. Well, I've just hit today, actually. It's my birthday, 67 years old. And I'm finding that my fingers are a little bit not as flexible as they used to be. I'm suffering a little bit with arthritis, and they're definitely slowing down. But I didn't really want to be sitting there now in my 60s strumming chords and banging out pop songs and things like that. I wanted to actually sit down and play some of the beautiful stuff that I was listening to on YouTube. Not necessarily your Lagrima and Fernando Shaw and your early classicals, Beethoven and Bach and that stuff, although I do enjoy those. But I was suddenly hearing some modern classical music, and it was beautiful. Just listening to these people playing the bass and melody. Oh, sounds like a big lorry going by there. I don't know if that's picked up on the microphone, but never mind. That's what you do when you're recording live. So yeah, modern classical stuff. One Day in November, Leo Brouwer, Dia in Novembre. Some of the stuff as well that I've listened to being played on YouTube is just absolutely beautiful. And you can't get that sound. You can't get that actual feeling or that mellow sound out of a steel string acoustic. You need a proper nylon string guitar. So the sound, that's one of my first things. The actual sound of listen to this. It's just And I suddenly found at the wrong side of 65 that was the sound I was after. I wanted something more mellow. I was finding that the steel strings were starting to hurt my fingers. And so number 1 for me was just the sound of a nylon string guitar. You can get more of a steel string sound by putting carbon strings on it, or you can stay with a very mellow. I've got carbon strings on this because I like a little bit more bite, because I'm used to the steel strings, but you can get such a beautiful sound, and they're not very expensive. That's the second thing. You can pick up a very cheap nylon string guitar from your local shop there, probably pay €200, €300. It's not going to be like, you know, your 2000 hand-built classical guitars out there, but it's going to do the job if all you want is a nylon string guitar to actually sit beside the couch and pick up whenever you feel like it. They're perfect for that. Another thing that I like about nylon string guitars is the fingerboards are a little bit wider, and so for playing the sort of things that you want to do with your fingerstyle and everything else, I'm finding now with my calloused stubby fingers that a narrow neck, a 45mm or even a 43mm, which my Evasion was, the strings are too close for me. I'm so used to strumming chords. When I come to actually doing finger picking and some classical, modern classical style stuff, the strings are too close on a steel string, and so you get a nice wider neck. You've got more place to move, and also most nylon string guitars meet the body at the 12th fret, which means that you've got a slightly shorter scale length, or if you've got a normal scale length, then you're going to have your bridge further back here, which also produces that beautiful mellow sound, gives much more vibration on the top. So playability, they were like sound, playability, cheapness. Okay, I paid a little bit more for that. I bought my first one, it cost me €250. This Taylor obviously runs at about €800 now, €850, but it's the last guitar I'm ever going to have, and it's my daily player, as I said now. So there you go, cost effective, sound quality, playability. And the other thing as well is, as I said, if it's just a cheap one, you can have it by your couch, you can pick it up when you feel like it. You'll play it completely differently. You will get into a completely new world of guitar music if you have a nylon string guitar, because they're not built for strumming, they're not built for bashing out pop songs. I know there's some nylon guitar players out there who do a lot of country, Willie Nelson and that sort of thing, so I'm not saying you can't do it on a nylon string guitar. I'm just saying it's not really the guitar that's built for that sort of sound. So there's my reasons. It took me 50 years to discover the beautiful sounds of a nylon string. So don't waste your time like I did. If you haven't already got yourself a nylon string guitar, get out there and get yourself a nylon string guitar and stick it by your couch, and you'll just discover a completely new world of music and a new world of guitar, to be honest with you. Hey, if you stuck this long, thanks for sticking this long. I'm going to catch you in the next video. Please, if you haven't already subscribe, because I've got a lot more material coming up now, all based around nylon string guitars. I'm going to be doing a few of my rather bad classical pieces as well as I'm learning them. And just really listen, if you've got a nylon string guitar, let me know why you chose it and what you like about it in the comments below. If you haven't bought yourself a nylon string guitar yet, get out there and get yourself a nylon string guitar. And you know, I'm just in love with nylon strings now. So hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for sticking this long. I'll catch you in the next video. If you've enjoyed this video, you might like the one that's going to pop up there in that top corner in a minute. And if not, I'll catch you in the next video anyway. Hey, stay safe, be good, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.